person by the name of Blaze. Okay, I aligned with him because I had a beef with Patrick Genty, and he was saying some interesting things that piqued my interest, because I just felt like, no one on this app really realized what I saw like Patrick do, but truth be told, the more I started to follow him, it just all sounded like cult behavior. Like, I'm noticing a lot of these content creators and their followers, it seems like cultish. Like, no one can think for themselves. Like, if you follow someone and you disagree with the things that they're saying, like, they will just, they get angry with you. They feel like you're in opposition. They feel like you're a snake. Like, no one really has critical thinking skills or like free thinking. Like, no one can get on this app and just say, you know what, I like you through the app, but I disagree. And just have like important conversations. Hey, Jess, have important conversations with these people and be able to, navigate through these types of conversations and find some resolve. Me aligning with Blaze, I feel like his platform is not about resolve at all. And the people that I was against, like Patrick and all them, like Patrick Genty, I was against them for a while because I felt like they were all bullies. And I feel like that's the same type of momentum that Blaze has created for himself. He is a bully, but he doesn't see himself as a bully because he feels that he is on the right side of things. Oh, so because I'm doing some type of progressive, movement from SA victims and predators, so-called, on this app, then I must be doing the right thing, and I'm not considered a bully because everything I'm doing is like in defense mode, which to me is a farce. It's all a joke. It's all a joke. And I'm just, oh God, like when I tell y'all I'm so tired of some of these people, like I really enjoy the TikTok app. Like, I enjoy this app so much. Like, you learn so much. And a part of my goal, becoming a lightweight content creator, I don't even consider myself a content creator. I just consider myself a person who posts things that she likes. And if you like it, I hope I can get a like from it and you can follow me, but my goal on this app was to form parasocial relationships that can lead to real relationships and networking in real life, right? Like, that's the whole purpose of this. Like, I am not the type of person to stay on the internet and build relationships just on the internet and that be that. Like, I wanted to meet wholesome people that I can actually meet in real life. The way Blaze trolled my comment and not addressing my statement was a deferment tactic. Absolutely. Which I'm noticing that he does often now, right? Like, I feel that he's this kind of character that he's so eager to tear down the opposition, right? But yet and still, he cannot focus on the issues that he has within his own camp. I don't think he does well with conflict in his own camp. Good morning. Good morning. I don't believe that he does conflict well in his own camp. I don't think he's good at addressing issues, period. There's been I feel I'm a strong person when the universe or your God or whatever your spiritual, whatever your self-conscious gives you an opportunity to address a situation, it is important to address it. Blaze gets so many opportune times to address things that are important, but he does not. He probably doesn't even know what that means. He probably don't. He probably doesn't. He talks about helping and building black women, but all he do is argue with them all day. I feel he's fed what to say and react to. I believe that too. Like, I'm going to tell you something. I actually really liked Blaze at one point. I liked him through the internet. How about that? Okay. I don't know him enough in real life to like his character outside of this. But let's just say what he shows us through the internet is his authentic self, right? So I like his authentic self through this app. I liked it at one point. Now to the point I realize that he has no backbone and he's aloof as fuck. Excuse my language. He's aloof. Like, he doesn't get it. Like, there's so many things that I've had to analyze about him. Like, damn, you can't even comprehend a simple sentence. There's so many times people will write in his lives simple questions and he interprets it like a whole nother way. Like, you missed the mark again, bro. That's not what they're saying. You missed the mark. got on live to Woe Is Me to form sympathetic response from his supporters, just so people can feel bad for you. For what? You have to keep in mind, in this life, things that you create for yourself, what you manifest for yourself. You have the power to manifest the things that you want to do. Blaze has manifested all of this negative energy on his own. Now let's go back a little bit, because mind you, I've only been dealing with Blaze and supporting Blaze for about maybe a month and a half, right? I was under the impression that he was in this cause. It started from some content creators who were talking negatively about his child, right? His autistic son, right? You would think after a year there would be some type of progressiveness on his page about children who have autism. You would think that all the time and energy that he has as a parent who has an autistic child, he can teach other families who have children just the same. What is your day-to-day life dealing with an autistic child? What do you do with your autistic child? How does he learn? You don't hear any of that. None of that. None of that. Is it comprehension, or is it willfully ignoring the obvious? I wanted to believe willfully ignoring the obvious before, but I believe that he just cannot comprehend. But you know what? There may be some truth to willfully ignoring certain things that arise, because we can give a specific example about him in the comment section. You know, he will refuse to read comments. I think he enjoys the drama that comes with that. But anyway, back to my point. There's no progression about autistic children. Like, if this was the main reason for you to get on this app, was to take down so-called predators or these people who talked negatively about your child, why are you not bringing any positivity to this app about your autistic son? Why aren't you doing that? That's content right there. Helping people navigate having children who are on the spectrum. There's nothing positive that I've ever heard him say about his child. Not yet. Am I wrong? Can someone else, vouch for that? I don't ever hear that. Yet and still, you want to go out of your way. You want to put posts about Patrick Genty, of his criminal record, people's children, families, and all these criminal records of other people. Nobody really gives a fuck about Patrick Genty and his criminal record. I don't give a fuck. No one cares. Like, the man has custody of his kids. Obviously, the court did whatever they needed to do, and the man has, parental rights over his children now. Like, what benefit are you doing that? Why are you doing that? He never says anything positive about his child. He never says anything positive about his child. And I'm starting to believe this is what I believe. And we're all different, okay? I am not the type of parent that gets disheartened when someone says something negative about my child. You know why? Because I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in my children, and they're confident within themselves, right? So for someone to talk about Blaze's child being on the spectrum and him internalizing that for so long lets me know that that is something that he's struggling with, right, on his own. Because Gabe, his child, doesn't hear the comments. His child is living his life fruitfully, probably happy and excited. But as a parent, when you internalize that, that lets me know that you have the problem. You have the problem. You are internally struggling with the fact that your child is on the spectrum. You have to be. You have to be struggling with that. For you to still hold that within you so much, and it pains you so much that someone said something negatively about your child. Because if you were confident in your child, you would have let that go a long time ago. I love my son, regardless of. He doesn't even hear you talk about him. So why would I internalize that? That lets me know this man is insecure about having a child on the spectrum. And I hope everybody's recording this, because I fucking said it. He feels internally about his child being on the spectrum. How can you carry that weight when your child don't feel that? How do you carry that? How? Your child is your child. How? Now, I'm not saying that it doesn't get to us as adults when people like talk about our family, and the internet can be a very tough place. But a year later, you haven't even turned that into a positive. You haven't turned that to a positive. When I hear Blaze talk about his child, it seems like a burden in a way. He doesn't seem elated when he talks about his child. This is what I observe. It's always a problem. Always. It's always an issue. And I'm speaking on this because this is the primary reason why he does what he does, right? This is why we're all here. This is why we supported Blaze, right? Because people were talking about his kid, and it led on to other, factors of this app and other people on this app who are negative and so-called predators and everything else. So he wanted to put an end to this, right? Parents who have a child with special needs should empower themselves for their children. Absolutely. So how is he empowering himself through this app? Like, that's just how I think of it. I don't have an autistic child, and I'm not saying there isn't challenges, but that child is not carrying that pain that the parent is. So why are you carrying that? Why is he carrying that? Every other day. Did you hear him? You hear him? He's talking about my child. He's talking about my kids. Did you hear that? He's talking about kids. He's talking about kids. Did you hear him talking about my kids? Every day is somebody talking about your child. Why does it bother you that much? If I look at it in a different light, it must bother you because you internally feel some type of way about yourself. Why isn't a problem that Pat still talks about what Scala said? I don't understand what that means. Why isn't a problem that Pat still talks about what Scala said? Yeah, you did like a heck of question marks. Like you can just do one question mark. Like I get it. Like you really wanting me to answer this question like aggressively and quick. I don't know what 3 question marks mean. I can read. You can like lower the caps. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? I still don't understand what you're trying to say though. Pat still mentions Scala talking about his daughter, but you aren't mad about that. First of all, I don't think I'm mad about any of this stuff. And I don't rock with Patrick regardless. My whole point of this is I supported a guy who I thought was different than Patrick, but he's just probably the same. Good morning, Queen Sala. Blaze is an opportunistic person. When it fits his argument, then it's okay. Most of the people on this app are the same way. You notice how it doesn't affect these people until it affects the people. You know what I mean? Most of them are just opportunistic, argumentative type folks. When it fits their narrative, then they'll jump for it. If it doesn't, it's like, let it fly. Candied, hold on. Candy, I like you and Blaze, so this isn't disrespect. No, I don't take it as disrespect. I don't take it as disrespect at all. But I don't know why the comparison. It's not really about a comparison. I don't really deal with Patrick that much. Patrick is going to do what he wants to do. But the reason why I'm talking about the situation with Blaze is because I didn't feel that Blaze was that way. But he actually is. To me, he's acting just like the opposition in my eyes. No, it's okay. They're entitled to ask questions. You know what I mean? I'm not tripping off of that. I mean, I get it, I get it. I feel that once Blaze lost that page, I think his true personality started to show. I align with Blaze because we had a similar, experience when it came to Patrick Genty. And at this point in time, like, Patrick's going to do what he's going to do. I didn't care for him to, be the grifting, all that. He can do whatever he wants to do. It was an issue with him bullying me and bullying people on this app and mass reporting pages. That's my main issue. That was my main issue with Patrick Genty. And I told Patrick, hey, you could do whatever you want to do. Just stop mass reporting people's pages. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cool. But it's essentially the same exact thing, but you're yelling about Blaze and not Pat, love. So you're missing the mark here. I'm not talking about Pat. I'm not comparing the two. I did not associate myself with Patrick. I associated myself with Blaze. You know the difference? Do you see the difference? He mass tagged so many people got mad when they said leave him out. Every day y'all got a storyline. Yeah, it's a lot to this stuff, huh? TikTok is amazing that way. I've already set, I'm set, you know, in stone with my beliefs on Patrick. You know, I will say this about Patrick though. Those fucking supporters support him. And Patrick got his supporters back, I'll tell you that. Something Blaze does not do. Whenever Patrick has a problem, I don't even care for Patrick like that, but I'm going to be straight up. Whenever Patrick has a problem, Patrick is there to help his supporters. Blaze didn't do that for me. He didn't do that. There's a difference. He may be phony, but check this out. He's going to speak on his supporters. That's what he's going to do. I don't support Patrick either. Never have. But guess what? When I see something and I see truth of a character, I'm going to call it out. I don't support Patrick Genty, but when his supporters have an issue, or his friends who he lines with on this app have an issue, guess who's fucking there? Fucking Patrick. He's there. I didn't get that same energy from Blaze. I didn't get that same energy from Blaze when old weirdo Sobe came in the motherfucking live and disrespected my mama. This nigga was too poodalini to even speak up and say shit. He's talking about he told Sobe behind closed doors. Bitch, don't nobody want to talk. Don't talk to him behind closed doors. It was a public situation. Address him publicly. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. Not for me, he didn't. Not for me, he didn't. So I can't align with someone when the energy is not reciprocal. You understand what I'm saying? I literally had to put my page on private because I was being attacked from Patrick's side. Was Blaze there to help me? Not fucking once. But I guarantee you, if somebody did that shit to Patrick's motherfucking people, that nigga's going in there. He's going to war. You understand? That's the fucking difference. That's the difference. That's the difference. Who was high? Blaze? That's the difference between the two. How's he loyal to a person who talked about him to his sworn enemy? Like that's your sister now. After 2 weeks of knowing somebody, that's your sister. You're not going to question that? This is why I'm thinking like, you must be falsified. You're a definite farce. How do you not question someone's integrity who was just on the opposition side? Just because I don't align with Blaze, you're not going to see me go align with Patrick. That's not who I am. I'm not going to jump ship and be like, oh, look, I don't have to. Finding community is not that important for me on this app. I know who I align with. Pat owns his shit and keeps it 100. I'm not going to say Pat owns his shit all the time either. Pat is definitely performative. He can be performative. But I will say this. This is one thing I will say positive about Patrick Genty. When shit hits the fan, Patrick's going to be fucking there to support his fucking people. Blaze did not do that for me. And I'm giving you my own personal experience. He didn't do that. That's enough for me. Prime example. There was a live last night Blaze had. He had somebody in there by the name of Fluffy Amazon in the box who was a straight op. Okay, she rides heavily for Kappa Dappa. She's heavily for Petty Row. These are people that Blaze does not really care for, right? You got this woman in your box for 20 minutes. Hear me out, y'all. You got this woman in your box for 20 minutes talking about she's a quote unquote peacemaker. Your entire supporters are telling you, she's talking about you, Blaze. She has a whole post about you living in the basement. Get her out the box. Get her out the box. She's Blaze. She's the op. She doesn't really care for you. Blaze, get out the box. She doesn't care for you. These are his supporters telling him this. You know what this man did? He read the comments and kept it going. These are your supporters. When Blaze has an opportune time to address factual things, he doesn't do it. In that moment, he should have said, hey, Fluffy Amazon, my supporters here are telling me that you have a whole post about me. Explain to me why you're here if you have this much disdain for me. He didn't do that. Because that makes me believe that this nigga really does like the drama. He must like it. But your supporters are having to endure this bullshit. You don't care about your supporters. don't care? These are the people who wake up every day and come in your life 4, 5, 6 hours a day. And you have no respect for them when they're telling you, hey, check this out, Blaze. This woman don't care about you. This nigga just wants the numbers. And I'm like, you just like all the rest of them. You're not doing this because you about the movement and you really fucking care. You doing this shit for your fucking ego. This bitch don't even fucking like you. And you got her in the box. That's weird to me. That's weird behavior to me. He will address Patrick, I Speak, Cuban Delight, everybody else, but he won't even address the own fucking people in his camp. How? How do you navigate through life like that? How? How do you do that? Guilty. I spent so much time in these lives and can't believe where this has gone. I'm telling you, nothing has progressed for me in these lives. I thought this was actually going somewhere. I thought every time they have some type of new news or new, you know, go ahead, go, like, you put us to motherfucking work like we some motherfucking slaves and shit for you to tell us some shit that we can get on fucking Google. Y'all always, they swear they doing these goddamn bombshells and shit. None of them like each other. Tanya don't really fuck with Blaze like that. Police don't fuck with Blaze like that. Let's be real about it. Smokey the Bear, Alicia, sits in the box and try to fucking dictate and boss motherfuckers around from her fucking couch. Abusing people like Leola. That woman must abuse Leola so bad in that live yesterday, and Blaze did this. He sat there like a lost goddamn puppy dog with 3 legs. Imagine having a man in your life who you live with, and he spends most of his time on the internet and has banter with women all day. That couldn't be no man of mine, I'm gonna tell you. That couldn't be no man of mine. I'm like, where's your wife, baby mama, girlfriend, whatever the hell she is? Where is she? She doesn't question this behavior? You're okay with this? Talking about you support black women, you defend black women? No, you don't. No, you don't. You're just as fucking abusive. You're just passive aggressive with that shit. And that's the fucking worst. A passive aggressive ass nigga. Give it to me straight. You a passive aggressive ass nigga. You got this girl Alicia in there. Alicia's a whole ass. Alicia? I'm gonna tell you one thing. Alicia ain't never liked me. You understand? She ain't never liked me. I can't even give you the reason why. She's never liked me. Ever. She's corny. She's fake as hell. I never cared for her either. But I fucked with Blaze. Didn't nobody really fuck with Alicia. She's just there. And last night, the way she disrespected Leola like that in that live, shit. I'm gonna tell y'all right, I can't even tell y'all right now. Like, the way that had my fucking blood boiling. Talking about, you better be careful, little girl, before I drag you across the internet. Kappa and everybody done dragged your ass across this motherfucking internet. Go give them that motherfucking energy, but you won't. Go give that energy to Lady Black Angel, who dragged your ass across this energy after this motherfucking internet. But you won't. But you won't do that. So you sit in the box with your motherfucking cigarettes and try to bully somebody else. This the same bitch who smoke around her motherfucking kids. You blow the smoke in this nigga fucking face? Is that what you do? But you got a lot to say about everybody motherfucking else. Like I said, I'm not gonna argue with no bitch who smoke fucking cigarettes. That's what I'm not getting ready to do. But you got so much smoke for everybody on this motherfucking app, and yet you got a fucking addictive smoking issue. That's bottom of the totem pole, dirty, impoverished motherfuckers. I can't fuck with a motherfucker who smokes cigarettes. Sorry, Mom. You smoke cigarettes in 2022, and you got the nerve to show your face on this app and act like you intelligent? You addicted. You smoke in the house and got the nerve to talk about Leola. And Blaze sat there. He sat there and did nothing. You make a post about Scholar saying nigga. Everybody knows Scholar says nigga. Everybody noticed. Scholar even said it on live. You didn't have no problem with that 2 months ago when he said it though, right? And now you're gonna tag Petty Rowe. What you tagging Petty Rowe for? What you tagging Petty Rowe for? She don't even fuck with Scholar like that. You starting shit. That's what I'm saying. You are starting shit. Oh, this is your friend? This was your friend. Why can't you be man enough and be like, you know what? We fucked with Scholar. We did. We fucked with Scholar. We rolled with Scholar. We thought Scholar was cool. You feel me? Woo woo. Until some shit happened with who wop. And you know, I've had to separate myself. You don't even know what accountability means. Spell it, but let alone say the word accountability, Blaze. Say the fucking word accountability for me. Say it. Candy, but Scholar sat there while Pat and his supporters came for me, and he said nothing. It's the same. What? Did you go on live and talk about this? Because guess what? I was wronged, and I'm on my live talking about it. So what are you doing? It's not the same thing. You know why? Because everybody knows who Scholar is. Scholar showed people who he is. He don't hide behind no shit. What he shows you is exactly who he fucking is. I gotta respect that. I'm not saying I even fuck with Scholar. But Blaze put a whole ass motherfucking facade on. For me? Like, who do you support anyway? I don't even know you, Stink Nikki 89. Who do you support? I don't even know what that comment really means. Did you talk about it? Did you address it on a live? Like what? Blaze is a troll who used his son as a reason to attack. He got some attention and became a troll. Pat was mad that I supported Scholar. That's why Pat even did that shit. Okay, so my thing is this. I'm not disagreeing with you. It is what it is. I'm not in agreement with Pat. I'm not in agreement with Scholar. I'm not in agreement with Blaze. But I'm on my platform talking about my feelings about these characters. What are you doing? You're telling me this like you want me to do something. Like, what's the point of that comment? I still don't get it. I'm talking about Blaze. I'm not talking about Pat and Scholar. Scholar told and showed everybody he uses that word, stood in his actions unapologetically. Exactly. That's my whole point. Like, and Blaze came here trying to be baloney. Don't be corny. That's my whole thing. Like, be accountable for the shit that you do and the shit that you say. You knew that Scholar said the word nigga. We've all known that. The man's been saying it since his YouTube rap career. In his songs. He was open about it. He wasn't lying about it. He was being truthful. That's the difference. My thing is, now that Scholar doesn't associate with Blaze, now Blaze wants to bring him down to like under the trenches for what? Like, don't act like you're brand new. The whole world on TikTok was trying to show you who Scholar was. So many black women tried to tell Blaze about Scholar. He never listened. He didn't care to listen. So now you're like, oh, I never heard him say nigga. Like, come on, bro. Like, you do all this deep diving. You and Tom, you guys like the most resourceful people on this app, right? You can't find no shit if Scholar talking about nigga. The nigga told you himself he says the word nigga. With his chest, he said it. They literally came in his life every day to tell him. Exactly. Every single day. My issue is, don't be brand new. Where is the accountability? You can't be on this app of some type of a person of momentum and progressive movement when you can't hold yourself accountable. When you try to sugarcoat shit and throw everything under the rug all the fucking time. You can't do that. Are you afraid of conflict? Selective accountability. Are you afraid of conflict? The thing is, so many of us have been in these lives, so it's not like he can lie about it. And that's the whole point. That's what he's doing. I didn't hear him say that. Like, and that's what everyone says on this app. When they want to cop out, they don't have enough information, or they don't want to be a part of the situation at hand or the conversation at hand. You know what they always say? I don't know about that part. I don't know about it. Well, then in its entirety, remove yourself from this shit then. Since you don't know about that one little part. Remove yourself from this shit then. I wasn't there. Blaze said the same thing about my mama. I'm telling you right now that Sobe's ass disrespected my mother in front of Tanya, weak asshole. She weak as hell. I can't even talk about no weak ass bitch like that. Especially a motherfucker who's stranded in Canada. I have nothing to say about that. Talked about my mother. Blaze didn't do nothing. Didn't do a damn thing. Didn't address him. Didn't address him at all. That man is still in his lives to this day. See, I'm a one and done type. Show me once, that's it. Blaze showed me once, that's it. I didn't see it before. I didn't see it because he hid behind that motherfucking page. I'm a one and done. I've seen him so many times in these lives, like, bro, like you, and it's like this coldest behavior too. You got these women behind you thinking like you some like messiah or something. That shit is whack. How about Blaze coming at people for dating, having kids with white people? Then we find out this BM is white. He's an opportunist. How about that? He's an opportunist. That's what he is. Sobe's getting out of hand with his comments, and I defended Sobe at one point too. I defended him probably because I didn't know him, but I felt I'm a strong believer that you cannot tone someone's feelings on the app. Sometimes people have to express themselves without being abusive. I'm not saying to be abusive to someone, but expressing yourself on this app it can be, you know, healing for a lot of people. And that's when I took up for Sobe, because everybody's like, Sobe, don't say that, don't do that. Like, no, let him express himself. Now I kind of take that back, because Sobe being a Libra, he jumped ship. He can't even be solid. And something about Blaze. Blaze is a Cancer, but he gives me motherfucking Libra Mars, Libra freaking Moon, and some type of Leo energy somewhere. Because the nigga's egotistical. He's a covert fucking narcissist. He doesn't even realize it. He's an overt, excuse me. And he flip-flops. The nigga is afraid of fucking confrontation. He's afraid of it. Sobe, that's not even no solid ass nigga. He ain't solid for shit. That nigga is not solid. He flip-flop. He be... Oh, God. They don't stand on nothing. I'm not saying Libras are narcissistic. I'm saying that Blaze gives me overt narcissism. He gives me Libra energy because he can't really decide. He just be sitting there like... He's a Cancer sun, but I don't know the man's chart, but he gives me Libra energy. Libras are afraid of fucking conflict a lot of times. They just don't know what to do. I'm not talking about all Libras, but the ones primarily in October are a little bit more boisterous, more aggressive. But the overall energy of a Libra is about balance. So he wants to always keep the peace all the time. I'm not a peacemaker. I've never been. I stand on the motherfucking side. I stand on the side. I don't straddle the fence. And if I see shit wrong, I'ma call that shit out. I don't deal with people who straddle the fence. Like, oh, I can't decide. People who play the neutral role always lose. Remember that. If you're a neutral motherfucker, you gonna lose. Period. You can't be neutral. You can't be neutral. Yeah, Sobe a September Libra. He a heart, so he an emotional little bitch. That's why he always crying. I fucking said it. See, I study astrology. I know. I'm not gonna just talk about people just because. I know the characters of these fucking people. I know the real inner characters of these people. You tell me your chart, I'll tell you from the day you was born to your goddamn death. Sobe keeps acting like petty, called his school when he knows that white girl did it. I don't even know who did. I wasn't even around during that time. I came like maybe a week or two after that whole little incident. They did try to inform me of that situation, but I'm not heavily informed on that, so I don't really speak on that. Yes, I'm an October Libra and I will be confrontational if I need to. That's a club. Most October Libras are club people. Y'all battle with your words. You ain't about to back down for shit. That's what you're not getting ready to do. I'm gonna tell you one thing. The Libra is probably the most deadliest sign, if anything, outside of next, because it's Scorpio. It's after Scorpion, because the Libras, when you are not balanced, you're probably the most whacked person. And I don't mean that in a negative sense. Libras need to work on balance, because you ain't balanced, it's a wrap for you and everybody around you. And that's the truth. Libras have to work on being balanced. This is why they don't do well with confrontation, because they will fucking flip. They will flip. They will flip. And they do give lots of love. They give lots of love. Thank you. Thank you. Let me make sure my September Libra baby will not be like Sobe. No, when I'm speaking generally, I'm speaking very generally about astrological sun signs right now, because I don't know the charts of these people, but I know that Sobe is born September 24th and he is a king of heart. So heart men are very emotional. You understand? Very emotional. Being a Libra, an air sign, dealing with emotions is difficult in itself. Air signs don't do well with emotions. That makes them frazzled. Fairy Mariah made a video of when she called Sobe school, but I believe multiple people call Sobe school. I remember that. Libra has that ego on them. Libra, but I would say more, if we're speaking of ego, primarily Leo. If we're speaking of ego. But yeah, like I cannot rock with these people. I feel like I can't rock with nobody in this app. I just don't align with a lot of these folks. You know what I mean? Like, I do my own thing. I'm not a follower. And when I say that I'm not a follower, I'm not a fucking clout chaser. You don't see me. I don't have to go on live every day. I don't have to do that. I go on live when I have actual pastime. Like right now, it's a pastime. I can go on live, and I'm not going to be on long because my next move. Both my brothers are Libra, and they are the most vain human beings. Are they September or October? But what is their chart, though? Sobe is a danger. But Fairy Mariah, who is Fairy Mariah? Made a video of her calling. We know she called. I don't know who Fairy Mariah is. You too. Thank you, sweetie. Sticky Nikki, thank you so much. She's a Pat. Oh, she's a Pat supporter. Oh, okay. What did he said about your mom? He was being hella disrespectful. My mother was in there when I asked a question about Tanya and this whole like Photoshop so-called thing that Scala put out there. They said that it was Photoshopped. I still don't believe it was Photoshopped, and that bitch didn't prove nothing, and she's not gonna convince me that it was Photoshopped because I don't trust her regardless anyway. But I digress. My mother went in there to defend me because they was trying to talk mad shit about me, and Sobe had nerve to address my mother and say, you up in here trying to talk to us, you need to be going to address Cap as she's dragging your daughter up and down Instagram. And said some other shit, and Tanya just sat there like the wannabe black woman that she is in Canada, because she wanted to be black so goddamn bad. How about that, Tanya? How about you show us your birth certificate and show us what you really are? Because it's always the fair, light-skinned, soft, gray hair black woman who got so much energy for the black community. It's always them. Like my grandfather says, show me the homegrown black niggas. Show me the homegrown. Because you ain't homegrown. You ain't homegrown. You want to bring everybody's criminal records. Where's your motherfucking birth certificate at? Didn't you say that your mama got raped by a slave master? What, in 1892? So you way old? Oh, they had slavery in Canada in the 70s? Somebody educate me and let me know. Somebody tell me. Because I know I didn't hear that time when she was telling her life story about her mother being raped by a white man. By a slave master. Right? I didn't just hear that myself, right? But did nobody ask those questions? You see what I'm saying? These motherfuckers be on this app just spewing out shit. Did nobody say, oh, hold on, wait. Your black mom was raped by a slave master? What year was this? What? Did nobody question that? Nobody questions anything. But y'all listen to a woman who got deported from the U.S. But she got so much to say about everybody else. The Fold, I Speak, Patrick, and I don't even align with those people. What I'm saying is this. Listen to what I'm saying. You got so much energy for everybody else. What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? Who is your mama and your daddy? You was born in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia. I'm telling you, it's always the biracial black women who got so much to say about BIPOC and black communities. I don't know if I can rock with that. Maybe I'm colorist. I don't know. They got so much, and that's why I don't really trust her. Like, are you really black? For all we know, you could be Puerto Rican and white. You got so much to say about the fucking black community all the fucking time. Because we know in Canada you ain't got no real black community. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. All you got is some lower demographic black women who have lost their way through life and young 17-year-olds who follow you. Tanya said she wasn't black in her life. Ugh. That's who follows you. Y'all got a whole ass 17-year-old who I respected in the beginning. I respected her because of her so-called essay experience and her still being a college student, you know, wanting to expand her knowledge of essay and be a part of a community, right? And learn. But that shit was turning into some grooming ass weird shit to me. You got this 17-year-old on live with y'all 3 o'clock in the morning. I have a daughter, a teenage daughter, a teenage son, and a 3-year-old son. And I'll be goddamn if my teenage children are on the app of grown-ass people 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. Where you got Alicia always talking about some sexual content of roses and shit. That shit is fucking disgusting. And y'all be so quick to call other motherfuckers predators and groomers. Y'all got a whole ass 17-year-old and you guys talk about explicit shit. I'll be goddamn if I allow my daughter to be in a live with some grown-ass women and men at 3 o'clock in the morning the way you guys communicate. I'll be goddamn. What are y'all teaching a 17-year-old? Because for all we know, we don't even know who this girl is. She so-called put her mother on live the other day. How y'all know that's her mama? How y'all know? How you know that's her mama? You don't know. You don't know none of these people on this app. But be so quick to call somebody groomers and predators and shit. And pedos. But y'all got a whole ass 17-year-old who be in the mix of all your fucking drama. That's another reason why I removed myself. Because I have children. I have children who enjoy the actual positive side of TikTok. And I'll be goddamn if my teenagers are on live with some grown-ass people. On live with some grown-ass people talking about roses and private parts and nature and shit and cussing all goddamn day. Y'all got me fucked up. I don't care what nobody say. I'm a parent. My children would never be a part of that. And Tanya and Blaze and Alicia be so quick to call somebody's groomers, but y'all got young children. 17 in your lives, all wakes of all night. You ain't talking about no goddamn movement. It would be different if the topics were about essay only. Yes, and maybe until 10 o'clock p.m. Where's your boundaries with these children? What are you teaching these children? You ain't about no movement. Move along. Move the fuck aside. Because you're a farce. Just like most of these people on this fucking app. Every other day, somebody, do you line with a predator? Do you line with a predator? Do you line with a predator? Nigga, do you line with a predator? Do you align with a groomer? You got a whole 17-year-old. Young ass kids, young impressionable ass children. Because ain't no real cognizant, intelligent ass woman gonna listen to this shit for very long. Hello? Ain't no real woman or real human being who has common sense is gonna listen to this bullshit for very fucking long. Nigga, where the fuck is you going with this? And shit, to the goddamn dirt? Is it true that Tanya showed iCreep Pat's Twitter? I don't know. I don't know, because I'm not in her lives like that. Yeah, it's weird when that little girl comments about Pee-wee on the lives. I cannot. That's one of the reasons why I do not associate myself with those people. Just because of that. And how I operate in life is my personal experiences. That's how I'm able to express and talk about my story. I have a daughter. And I couldn't allow my daughter to be in a space with grown adults. You have a whole life to live. What you rushing for? You don't need to be amongst them. Why don't you start your own group among peers your age and talk about sexual assault? You got a 52-year-old motherfucking woman who smokes weed, stuck in Canada. What the fuck is she teaching you? What is she teaching you? conversations I have with my children. You think that's appropriate? They look at me like, what do you, Mom, what? Mom, I could never. Exactly. I could never. But Blaze and them don't see that. They think that shit is cute. But yet and still, you want to be hypocritical and call someone else a predator or a groomer. Do you get where I'm going with this? That shit is wrong. It's wrong, period. Period, it's wrong. All those kids in her proximity, we getting on Zoom. Exactly. Now you got private Zoom meetings. One time she offered one of the girls to come live with her. You can come stay with me. You don't even know these people. Just because she's a woman, you trust her? Women are predators too. I want you to know that. You understand? Women are predators and they get away with it. They get away with that shit because nobody questions them. Y'all ain't questioning Tanya? What? It doesn't make a difference. Then the fold in their discords. It's all the same. I didn't know walking in someone in a bathroom was considered SA. I wouldn't consider it SA. I would consider it trespassing. Would that even fly in court? Probably not now. You ever had somebody walk in the bathroom on you? I have. Yeah. Told him to shut the goddamn door. I'm in here. You probably saw a whole bunch of ass too. Close the goddamn door. Close the door. I didn't feel threatened. I'm not saying that her experience didn't happen. I'm not saying that her experience with this person I speak didn't trigger things from the past and her trauma. I'm not saying that. But I wouldn't call it SA. But I'm not in law. I don't study criminal law. So, that's just me. If anything, that's a fine of trespassing. He didn't touch you. She didn't call it SA either, but she does now. She does now. She didn't call it SA before, but she does now. My issue with that is this. There's another person who was involved in this story who you don't hear about anymore, who's a person who actually assaulted you twice physically, put her hands on you, but you don't talk about that person. So that leads me to believe that there's some type of holes and loopholes to this story. Because if you were adamant on getting resolved and you were adamant on really bringing people to justice who have harmed you, you would have that same amount of energy for that other character, but you don't. You just keep talking about I speak. And from the stories that I've heard over the past year, at one point in time, he recognized his boundaries because he stopped, right? Whether it was 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, you were not physically harmed, you were not in harm's way, but that man recognized that you were not playing and he backed off. This is what she said. So in court, how would that fly when they said, well, he recognized your boundaries, right? He apologized to you, right? He's not obligated to apologize to you in fucking public. Who says he has to do that? Let's just be honest here. In the court of law, you have to apologize to someone in public. Morally speaking, you just want him to apologize to prove that you are being right? You just want everybody to believe that you're right. But here's the thing about that. Even if you were to go to court and the jury were to convict you, say that you were a goddamn liar, what difference would it make? Because people are going to believe what they want to believe regardless. People are going to believe what they want to believe regardless. So what really is the point? You want everyone to agree with you? That's not life. That's not how life is made. A lot of these people are so caught up in their motherfucking ego and they're so far removed from themselves, they have no idea who they are. They don't even deal with themselves. This is why they all have substance abuse issues. This is why they don't deal with their own trauma and they bring it to fucking TikTok. This is why. They don't know how to deal with themselves. And they involve people like me and everybody else around. Now we're asking questions and you attack us because we're asking questions. You brought the motherfucking story to the goddamn public, motherfucker. You brought the story. Go deal with your own trauma. You already said the man apologized. That's enough. But because you didn't like the way it was. And now the excuse is you brought it to the forefront because he said, I've been cleared. That's why the story's up again, right? Because I guess I Speak made that statement of being cleared by his superiors, right? So she wanted to go find out this man was cleared. Like, I hope Lisa gets the color purple fingers. Believe the victim unless you don't like them. Contradiction, absolutely. Because guess what? These people that I align myself with, right? And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, because I stand true in my own shit. And I know if I fuck up for myself, not for anyone else, I can stand firm and say, yeah, you did something wrong. I liked Blaze at one point. I believed where he was going, and I thought there was a solution and resolve to it. When I realized there was no solution resolve, I had to remove myself. When I started to analyze his character a little bit more and realize that his brain didn't work like mine, it doesn't work like mine, I couldn't align myself. I was a little bit embarrassed. Like, damn, nigga, like you still walk around calling this man Patrick Gentry. That's not his name. The other day, the man said Granny Poi Gundy. I'm like, what's going on? The misuse of words and enunciations and pronunciations, like, I don't align with that. I was lightweight embarrassed. Like, well, damn, nigga, I thought you was a little smarter than this, but I guess not. But anyway, God? Child. Because communication's very, very important to me. You understand what I'm saying? And I can't align with someone who's supposed to be this big content creator who has this, like, substantial movement to get people going who can't enunciate. I got an issue. Call me judgmental. Hey, you've been calling Sophie for the, yeah, exactly. Like, dude, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you, slow down. You got so much to say, but very little. And it's wrong when you say it, most times. That's the issue. That's the issue. That's the issue. Outside the fact that he don't really, support you like you think he supports you. And I'm saying this to myself. He did not support you, girl. He didn't do that. I was in the trenches with him. My whole page got banned because guilty by association. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't come try to help me gain my pages back. He didn't do nothing. None of that. He can care less. He cared about his numbers and how much drama he can have in his fucking lives. He ain't about no fucking solutions. Alicia be over there, woe is me. She most woe is me ass motherfucker I ever met in my whole goddamn life. Another woe is me. You still talking about Kappa? Kappa don't even think about you no more. You still talking about Kappa? You still talking about Cuban Delight? They don't even fucking look at you. You still bringing that old shit up? Ain't nobody even talking about you no more. Always centering yourself. I'm a June Cancer, nothing like Blaze. Multitude for multitude. It happens all the time. I don't give a damn. I do not care. I speak my truth. And most times when I talk, it's of truth. If I come to realization of clarity of someone or something, I'm going to fucking say it. I have clarity amongst those people that I've aligned myself with, and it's trash. It's trash. Period. It's all trash. I just post my cooking videos, thirst traps, and other shit. And I stick to myself. Because I am not a fraud. I'm not fraudulent. She don't have empathy for Petty Rowe because of a name Cuban allegedly called her like one has to do. I mean, that's another thing. Like, I don't take that stuff to heart. They call me all kind of shit. They've been calling me crunchy wigs forever. I mean, I don't take that shit personal, whatever. I'm still going to look cute. I'm still going to rock my orange wig. And can you do it? Probably not. Like, these people, I'm telling you, the ego is so inflated. They get attacked. The internet is not for the soft. They will drag you up and down. Like, hey, like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They've been talking about that. I got whole ass profile photos of people talking about Candied crusty wig. Okay. I'm still gonna be cute though in the crusty wig though. Like let's just be clear about it. Especially in real life. Like, I have style. I have grace. I have style. I always have. Petty would not beat you up if you came on her live. As long as your profile don't, what is it? As long as your profile don't like a beef profile like Blaze. Huh? I'm not distracted from the topic. But when we gonna get those ASMR lives? You know what? I was gonna do one tonight because I'm making Korean fried chicken. So I'll do ASMR tonight, probably like 7 or 8. I'm frying some Korean chicken. Have you guys ever had Korean chicken before? It's delicious. You make a gochujang sauce. So I'm gonna do that tonight. Thank you, I appreciate it. I need an orange wig too for the reminder. Kappa doesn't talk bad about you. Child, please, Kappa wish death upon me, child. All on her Instagram, okay? I ain't never said a word about Kappa ever, except when she tried to come for me and I said, where's your husband at? Because I was being a bitch. Because I'm a bitch too. Petty's very responsible. She has conversations, not yelling matches. I mean, that's one thing that, you know, that I found out about Polisa when I allowed Polisa in my live. And I actually supported Polisa for a very long time. But I could not support Polisa after the NCIS situation, where I felt like she was self-sabotaging the situation. She was crude and rude to those people. She does not have good communication skills as much as she believes she is. She's another one who's far removed from herself, I believe, because she does not look in the mirror. Because if you look in the mirror, you could tell that you argue with everyone on this app. You don't let people get a word in edgewise, and you are very, very defensive right away. And for you to come on my space, in my box, when one of your supporters was expressing her grievances towards you about how she felt about you donating to her, and you just yelled at her again, like, I cannot support someone like that. The fact that you were yelling at those island people in the island of Hawaii, like Hawaiian culture, Polynesian people, Pacific Island people are very kind and loving people. They're loving people. And here you come, giving that black, loud woman trope. You did it. She did that. Did nobody else do that? Did nobody hold no gun to her head and say, yell at these folks? She did that. We saw that. It wasn't just one time. It was multiple times. Multiple. How do you communicate with someone like that when you want something done? Those people were being very, very respectful and professional to her. But because the pace was not how she wanted it to be, she wanted it to be faster. She wanted quick resolutions. You know why? Just to prove to the world that she was right. That's all it was. I want to be right. 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 It's not really bring I speak down. It's I want to be right to prove you wrong. She abused everyone around her. That's what I saw. That's all I saw. In that moment of on my live, thank you, Jess, when Kim was expressing herself about donating to her, do you know the energy that Polisa could have exuded to maneuver the pain that was being expressed? 2 words. Thank you. I appreciate you. I didn't understand then, but I understand now. That's it. But instead, her guilt got in the way, like it always does. And she started attacking. That's guilt to me. You guys might call it something else. I call it guilt. That's just what I see. Because in that moment, you could have expressed to her, you could have actively listened to what she was saying. But because you're so defensive, you didn't hear. And a thank you could have been just that. Thank you. Instead, it was blah, blah, blah. And they talking about, Candy, you rude for dropping out the box. Motherfucker, this is my motherfucking live in my box. And I don't deal with the negativity. I don't do toxic people. I don't do well with abuse. I don't know about some of you, but I don't have to be abused. I'm in control of my own path and my own source energy. So if you're coming in here and the person who is communicating to you in a respectful manner and you don't give the same respect, you got to go. It's very easy. People make life too hard. It's not that difficult. If you're toxic once, you're going to be toxic twice. Remove them the first time. That's it. It's such a cliche statement, but they say it all the time. When they show you the first time, believe them. That is true. People would actually have better relationships with themselves first if they did that. Y'all be giving people too much the benefit of the doubt too many motherfucking times. Like, don't do that. These people are be trash. There's some toxic people out here. Believe them that they're toxic. There's actually a lot of loving people in this world too. Attract those people. Attract those. When you understood Alicia was grifting and saw you get mad and you stood up. Yeah, I remember Alicia came to my live and tried to like dominate my live. I don't think she knew who I was. And that's through the internet. You are no match for me in real life. Not at all. Especially if it comes to intellectual banter. And that's all we got on the internet, right? Is intellectual banter. That's it. I can't fight you through the phone. I can't put my hands on you through the phone. She thought she was gonna come to my live and dominate. That girl ain't never liked me. Let's call it what it is, and that's okay. She faked just like all the rest of them. Then also Kappa told Alicia you were ops. Yeah, however that went. However that went. Either Kappa said it or Alicia said it. They didn't like me. That's another one who gets big mad. She don't get TikTok sympathy. She always, I'll tell you, she pop up in the box. I'm like, oh Lord God. I've never met so many unhappy people. Are any of you guys really happy in your real life? If you are, follow me. A lot of these folks are just the most unhappy people. Oh my God. Jesus. And I don't even have, like, damn, like y'all swear you're married, you're happy in your marriages, you got your husband, your wives, you know, you're traveling the world, you do this. Y'all seem like the most unhappy, woe is me, dark cloud hovering ass people I've ever met on an app. It's always a problem. It's always an issue. What are y'all manifesting for yourselves? What do y'all do? You know, you have the power and the control to create whatever it is that you want to create. Do you know that? Unresolved childhood trauma. All y'all smoke. I'm not saying all you guys. I'm just saying the people that I've aligned with so-called on this app, they smoke, they drink, they just, you know, try to just numb their pain. Like, God damn. I've never been addicted to drugs and alcohol. I've never been drunk a day in my life. I couldn't even tell you what it means to be drunk. You know why? Because I love my personality enough and I know how to cope with myself. A lot of these people don't know how to cope with themselves. That's the problem. And you trying to lead the way? You can't lead the way when you can't deal with you. You can't do that. You already wrong. You starting off wrong. And I'm not a judgmental person, but I'll be the first to tell you, I'll judge a motherfucker who smokes cigarettes. You can't tell me nothing. There is no advice, no unsolicited advice you could ever give me if you smoke anything. I might get away with you smoking weed, because some people really just need that. But cigarettes? No. Nope. You can't tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Child, you don't need to smoke cigarettes. Why? Let's get to the nitty-gritty of why you smoke. Why do you smoke? Why? Why do you smoke cigarettes? What is the underlying cause of you smoking cigarettes? Well, you're trying to stop. Just stop. Just stop. You ain't really wanting to stop. That's why you said you're trying, because you don't want to stop. If you are adamant on something in life, you're going to fucking do it. And you know that. If you are adamant on something that you want in this life, you're going to do it. No excuses. Period. Okay. Oh, because the conference black. Send me that information. Y'all, I got to get off of here. It's been real. Thank you for allowing me to speak my truth. I don't come on live often. Hope you guys have a progressive week. I will go on live tonight, do a little ASMR with some Korean chicken. If you want to join me, please feel free to do so. And many blessings to y'all, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just stay positive and just work on you. That's the best advice I can give. Work on you. Don't worry about nobody else, what they have going on. Work on you. If we do that, if we all learn how to work on ourselves and be selfish in a positive way, fuck, man, we could be so resourceful together.